Welcome my viewers. Today we are transplanting cabbage seedlings. We also have some spinach seedlings. So today we are here to transplant these seedlings. And before that, I've decided to explain the process of doing what we are doing. First of all, you can see this field here. This is where we are transplanting our seedlings. So it started with land preparation. Land preparation actually involves the very first thing we did is spraying a non-selective herbicide on the weeds before we did anything else. That helped us to do away with the perennial weeds which were there. There was a lot of grass. We also had other weeds, broad-leafed weeds. So to clear them, we used a non-selective herbicide. The second thing we did is now the actual opening up of the land. On this one, we did actual plowing. We used a molded board disc. And then the third thing we did is harrowing. Harrowing is meant to break the soil clods into smaller clods or finer tilled. And then after that, what the gentlemen you can see, what they are doing right now, they are digging some holes or are making the holes where we are going to do the actual transplanting of the seedlings. The holes they are making, you can see they are in a straight line, and they are using that thread to ensure that we have the holes in straight line. And then the spacing is something very important also. And this one also, the use of the thread, putting the holes in straight line is very crucial also when working on a certain spacing. For ours, we are using 50 centimeters between a row of crops, and then also 50 centimeters between the crops. So practically that's how it is done. The next thing, maybe you can see we have some manure over there. So for this manure, after we have made the holes, we put the manure in those holes. It's actually supposed to happen at this point. So I just want to show you practically what we do. So this is the manure, and this is enough for one crop. So you just place it. Let me do a second one here. That's enough for one crop. So after the application, you come and you mix this manure with the soil. You do exactly what I am doing. You mix the manure with the soil. So manure is a soil conditioner, and the good thing with the soil conditioners is they enhance utilization of the fertilizers, especially the inorganic fertilizers, which we are going to apply later. That is after transplanting. So basically that's why we have to use manure. There are other many important things when it comes to use of manure, but as a farmer, basically that's what you need to have in mind when you do your transplanting or when you plant your crops. If you have applied manure and then you come later and apply fertilizer, the utilization is normally better. So that's what they are doing, and then later they will come now mixing the manure with the soil thoroughly, because if you leave it the way it is, chances are the crops will be scorched. The seedlings you are going to transplant may end up being scorched, and then you'll have to do replacement, so what we call gapping. So after that, it's also important I talk about other maybe soil conditioners. Like in this case, for example, if the farmer had done some soil testing and then the soil test report recommends application of lime, maybe to amend the soil pH from acidic conditions to neutral condition, which is the ideal pH range for most crops. This is also the right time also to apply, especially if you are using the latest technologies of liming, like the granulated lime. You also put it, or you apply it at this point. So you apply manure, you come applying the lime, and then you mix thoroughly the lime, the manure, and soil, and then you'll come later and do the transplanting. Let's go now where we have the seedlings. Let's talk about what exactly happens here where we have the seedlings. Now, this is our nursery bed. If you can remember, when we were establishing it, I also did a presentation. It's among the videos in my on my channel. So these are the seedlings, and this is good quality. These seedlings are ready for transplanting. It's cabbage, and what I mentioned during the establishment of the nursery, the most important thing is to ensure that you take care of the germination percentage, because if you can count the seedlings, you can see they have really germinated. The second thing is to ensure that the seedlings are healthy, such that you don't end up transplanting sickly looking seedlings which are not healthy. What do we do before transplanting here at nursery? First of all, maybe few days before transplanting, let's talk about 3 days, 4 days. You change the practices and the treatments. Initially, this nursery used to be irrigated at least twice in a day, but 4 days before transplanting, you start rationing the watering and the irrigation. Reason being, you need these seedlings to start getting used to the prevailing conditions at the main seed bed, or where we are going to transplant them. So we call it hardening off, and that one you do 4 days, 3 days before transplanting. You stop giving it water the way you used to give it. Then the other thing, now on the actual day of transplanting, we need to uproot the seedlings, and we need to have them with the soil clump around the roots. It's not advisable to just uproot it and leave the roots, most of the roots in the soil, or where we have the nursery bed. So how do we ensure this? On the day of transplanting, you irrigate the nursery bed. You irrigate it properly, such that when you come to do uprooting, and this is what I normally advise, you're supposed to uproot it together with soil, such that when you go to now the actual transplanting, this one we are not well irrigated, but these are, I'm just demonstrating. You need to have the soil clods around them, or soil clump around the seedling or around the roots. So basically, let me take this one back, because we are not yet ready. We will be transplanting later in the evening after we are done with the preparation. So basically, that's what those are the important things you need to check out when doing now the actual transplanting. So let's assume we are done with the transplanting. Let's assume we have our seedlings already planted, already transplanted on the main seed bed. What are the immediate things or practices or activities you need to carry out? The first thing is irrigation. If in case there are it's no rain, you need to irrigate immediately, and irrigate sufficiently, such that there's adequate soil moisture around around the root zone of the crop. That will help the crop manage the shock or the stressful conditions that come with now the transplanting, and even the lack of soil moisture. Number two, you need also to spray a pesticide to control a pest we call cutworm. Cutworm is normally a pest that attacks immediately transplanted seedlings or young crops, the crops which are just germinating. So immediately after transplanting, like let's say we are transplanting today in the evening, or tomorrow very early in the morning, you need to do that application of that herbicide. Then you also needed to do application of a fungicide to control a fungal disease we call dumping of. It's also a disease. It's a disease actually that attacks seedlings or newly transplanted seedlings and the young crops. So you need also to spray a product or a fungicide to control that. The beauty is you can mix those two products. You can mix the product you intend to use against cutworms and also the fungicide which you want to use against dumping off, and your crops will have a very good starting and establishment, and then you'll be good. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, share the video, and keep following. I will bring another presentation maybe when the crop will be at a later stage, that is a vegetative stage or maybe head formation, and then we'll continue learning together. Thank you.